morning. Welcome to the class. Today I'm here to take a session on communication, especially listening skills. Before that, let me introduce myself. I am Vijay Lakshmi, having 7 years of work experience in education industry and 2 years of IT experience in Java technology. Presently, I am working with IRS, teaching IT subjects and soft skills classes. Coming to today's program, it's about listening skills. There are four important skills to be developed in communication, like listening skills, speaking skills, reading skills, and writing skills, among which the most important part of communication is listening skill. Every good conversation starts with good listening. Coming to the definition of listening, listening is the active process of receiving and responding to spoken messages. For example, if a person is speaking, we are receiving information by listening the content and respond to the information accordingly. This is achieved by listening carefully. Not only spoken messages, but also sometimes to unspoken messages we give response. Listening is more complex than merely just hearing. It is not just the sounds which we hear through the ears, but the information to which we pay attention. Listening is a process that consisting of four stages: 1. Sensing and attending, 2. Understanding and interpreting, 3. Remembering, 4. Responding. The reason why we have two ears and one mouth is listen more and talk less. Every communication which we want to make to others starts with listening to others. Next, we have elements of listening. Elements and levels of listening. There are four elements of good listening: 1. Attention, 2. Hearing, 3. Understanding, 4. Remembering. Coming to the first one, attention. The focused perception of both visual and verbal communication. What we see and what we hear and paying attention to it is first element of listening. Hearing, the physical act of opening the gates of your ears, that is how we receive sounds, information through our ears. Third, understanding, assigning meaning to the messages received. Whatever the content information which we have received is needed to be assigned certain meaning by our understanding. Fourth element is remembering, the storing of meaningful information for later use. So, these are the four elements of good listening. For example, if we are hearing certain storytelling by a speaker, if we are the audience, we listen the story by performing all the above four actions. Listen the story with attention, hear it properly, understanding that particular story by assigning meaning to it, and remembering the story if it is very useful for later usage. So, when we are listening any content, we'll be applying these four elements of attention, hearing, understanding, and remembering. Coming to listen abbreviation. Listen stands for, what this listen stands for? L. Look. L stands for look. Look interested and get interested. When we are getting the data, we will be interested what we are needed to be heard and what we are seeing. So look interested and get interested. I stands for involve. Involve yourself by responding. What do you think? Your thoughts. What do you feel when receiving the information? And respond accordingly. S stands for stay on target. That is, be focused by paying attention to the information which you are receiving. T stands for test. Test your understanding. How far you have understood. You can have a reflexive talk and have confirmation of what you have understood. E stands for evaluate. Evaluate the message. How far the message is reliable, trustworthy, is it useful? N stands for neutralize your feelings. Looking and listening at a horror movie, emotions rises. Neutralize your feelings. Do not get anger in between if communicated messages does not suit you. So handle the emotions carefully, that is neutralize your feelings. This is the abbreviation for listen. Stands for look, involve, stay on target, test, evaluate, and neutralize. Coming to 5 L's of listening. Listening with these 5 L's indicates the body language, the posture which we keep when we are listening. Listen, use your ears to listen carefully. Second L stands for lips. Close your mouth. Be quiet. Allow the speaker to tell you something. Do not interrupt in between. Third L stands for looks. Use your eyes to look at the speaker. Fourth L stands for lap. Put your hands on your lap. Be in a convenient posture while sitting. Fifth L stands for legs. Cross your legs. This is the general phenomena of a body language observed by the people when they are actively listening. Coming on to the active listening checklist. The things which we need to take care while we are listening to some content. The first one is look at the speaker. Keep your eyes on the person who is speaking. Concentrate on what is being said. You will be focused when you are looking at the speaker. Second, smile. A positive mode of body language. Use your body language and a friendly face to show that you are listening with interest. The third, listen, do not interrupt. Listen without interrupting. It is okay for the other person to share their opinions and feelings. Do not interrupt in between. Wait till the speaker completes and then you can have your turn of sharing your views. But do not interrupt in between while the person is speaking. Fourth one, acknowledge. A person sending information to you. You accept the information and acknowledge with a response by sending another message as you understood the earlier message sent by him. The fifth one, ask for clarification. If the communicated information is complex and without clarity, then ask for clarification to clear your doubts on the topic. Sixth one, paraphrase. Paraphrase indicates a restatement of the text or a passage in another form of words, often to give us clarity in meaning. Paraphrasing is using your own words to express someone else's ideas, still preserving the same main idea of the original message. Seventh one, use and, not but. Do not oppose the views of the speaker by using but. Just add your content to the information by using and. Eighth one, ask questions. Make sure you understand what has been said. Paraphrase it and let the other person know what you have heard and understood. This can be achieved by asking questions for unclarified concepts and also making sure that you understood exactly what the sender wants to communicate to you. We have next concept as why listening is important. Why listening? People prefer talking than to listening. Listening is more important when compared to speaking. Listening compliments someone. Listening to other person is just like showing care with respect, like complimenting someone by paying attention to what they tell us. Listening builds trust. We can trust someone if we are listening continuously to the person and his feelings and emotions. By simply listening, prospects will tell you everything about the information or about the person who is speaking. Good listening will increase your success. When we are comparing listening and hearing, hearing is just the functionality or power of receiving the sounds which is made by our ear. The process how our ear functions while receiving the sounds to it. Whereas listening is to pay attention in order to hear some content. Listening is more above than just hearing. Coming to why listening skills are important. There are many advantages, benefits which we find when we are listening and improving our listening skills. Listening improves relationships. Relationships between children and parents, relationship between husband and wife, relationship between colleagues or co-workers. We can build up good relationships when we are a good listener. Listening improves our knowledge. Always, when we are listening, the information is being flowed to us. We get the content, we get the information. So, huge facts are being collected together, which improves our knowledge. While listening, we not only pay attention and hear the content but also understand the content with meaning. So, constantly listening, it improves our understanding capability. Even listening prevents problems which are being circulating always. There might be certain problems which are being repeatedly occurring, so those problems can be removed when we are good listeners. Listening not only saves time, energy, but also money. Always listening leads to better results as listening plays an important role in communication. Besides speaking, reading, and writing, maximum percentage of communication is done by grasping the things, is by getting the things, that is done by listening skill. Coming on to why the listening is important. Good listening skills are important in all fields of our work, like at school, at the workplace, and in day to day living. We should be a good listener. Yet, most of us receive very little training in effective listening. Benefits of listening. By having listening carefully, improving listening skills, we can be an effective communication can be done. That is, when you are effectively listening the content, you can respond with an effective communication with others. It also minimizes the misunderstandings which are being raised in between by listening to the other person, which leads to improvement of relationships and also personal growth, both in relationships and personally. By improving listening skills, we grow to a higher levels of understanding. Now we see about non-verbal communication with listening activity. Non-verbal communication plays an important role when compared to verbal communication. With respect to listening activity, under non-verbal communication, we have the first element to be as posture. We should maintain good posture while listening, should have a comfortable posture, leaning slightly forward. Next, we have gestures. The gestures which we make while listening should be non threatening and should not be distracting to this person speaking. Next, we have eye contact. There should be a direct eye contact when we are listening to a speaker, which keeps us focused to get the content. And the physical space, be aware of how close or far you are from the speaker. Next, we have voice tone, pitch, and volume. Each is been varying will give a different result when the message is being conveyed. Next, we have voice speed. Be deliberate and not overly slow or fast with your words. These are the elements which happen in the body language in non-verbal communications while we are performing the listening activity. And the degree of active listening consisting of three levels: repeating, paraphrasing, and reflecting. Whatever the information which you have listened, will be repeating and we will be reframing the same sentence to assign certain meaning to it and reflect back in our views, so that how far we have understood the listened content. Next, we have the process of listening. In this, we have four elements: just hearing the message, interpret the message, evaluate the message, and restate the message. In hearing the message, we pay attention to what we heard and we actively select which parts are good and recognize the emotional blocks in the information which we heard. And then next we interpret, make meanings of the words which we have taken while listening. What is said, how it has been spoken, and what are the filters which I can apply to it so that the correct information is being interpreted. The third is evaluate. Whatever the information which you have listened, ask questions about it. Have clarifications of what you understood. Validate the assumptions which you have made. do not directly jump to the conclusions. And the fourth step is restate the statements which have been made by the others according to your experience, match the content, meaning, and the feelings, and have the understanding of what you have heard, and repeating the same process, hearing the message, interpreting and evaluate and restate it, and you'll be speaking to someone else the same, and the other person will be listening. So this process of listening continues in a cycle. We have different types of listening: positive listening, neutral listening, and negative listening. Coming to positive listening, which contains active listening. Active indicates with understanding and giving positive feedback of what we understood. And it contains even another quality called as polite and not interrupting to the speaker when he pauses. The next type of listening is neutral. Under neutral, we have passive information gathering. We won't even question, we generally remain neutral and no questioning taken place, just we gather the information, we collect the information. And the next property in neutral listening is selective. Hearing only what you want to hear, taking only the things which you are interested of and neglecting the other stuff is neutral listening. The third kind of listening is negative listening, which contains two qualities: defensive and aggressive. Under defensive, with a spectacle attitude, with a doubtful attitude, we listen the content. And aggressive attitude, always trying to trip up the speaker, always trying to oppose the speaker whatever he tells, that is showing a negative impact, negative attitude towards the content what the speaker is delivering to us. We have always listening considered to be as more important than talking. Speaking is only a one part, whereas twice the speaking is listening part. Listen always twice as much as you talk. So that is why we have two ears and one mouth. You must listen twice as much as you talk. We have certain listening techniques. There are three types of listening techniques: critical listening, sympathetic listening, and creative listening. Under critical listening, we are separating the facts from our opinions, that we are seeing from a different point of view. Our opinions are different and the facts are different. The second technique under listening is sympathetic listening. Here, we don't talk, just listen. We don't give advices, just listen. We don't judge a person, just listen. And the creative listening, which is being consisting of exercising an open mind, supplementing our ideas with other person ideas, and vice versa. We make something creative out of information. Next, we have the time which we spend on communicating. Two sectors of communicating and non communicating. Under not communicating, you have 30%, under communicating is 70%. This is being divided into four communication skills: listening skills, writing skills, reading skills, and speaking skills, in which listening plays an important percentage of 45%, writing skills 9%, reading skills 16%, and speaking skills 30%. So, above all, listening, which takes the highest percentage of our time while we are communicating with others. So, should be a good listener will improve a communication a lot. Coming to the tips for developing excellent communication skills, we need to learn how to listen, improve our listening skills. Pay attention, be focused, be quiet, and be sincere. Let the other person finish. Do not underestimate or do not assume anything beforehand. And if the points are useful, take the notes and give the feedback. And don't start talking immediately after the speaker completes. If you have any clarifications, you can ask questions. By following all this, you can improve your listening skills. Let everyone be the stars, but people want to shine. Here, we have certain simple listening techniques with three keywords: listen, question, and summarize. Under listening, do not interrupt. Let the speaker finishes. Concentrate on what is being said and how it is being said. Make notes, this will help you. And show the speaker that you are listening the content. Questions: check your understanding by asking questions how far you have understood the content received by listening. Then summarize the content, paraphrase what the speaker has just told you. And by using these three techniques, listen, questioning, and summarize, you can simply improve your listening skills. Having the conclusion of listening: when you do not listen with just your ears, you should listen with your eyes open, you should listen with your sense of touch, you should listen with your mind, heart, and your imagination. Always listening looks simple, but it is not so simple as it looks. Every head is a world which always thinks and listens. Man's inability to communicate is the result of his failure to listen effectively. So, if speaking is silver, then listening is gold. So, be a good listener. Thank you for this session. If you have any queries, just email to vijayvalaks9@gmail.com. You can even contact me at my mobile number 9949466136. Thank you. Please post your comments at the end.